causing the change that we want to see in the world. The change we want to see, causing it. What does that mean? Well, Tony Robbins has an answer for that, and we're going to let that lead some of the topics and conversations of this week. A number of people on this call were at the immersion this weekend called RPM, which is Tony Robbins' rapid planning method, his not just a productivity method, but one thing I was left with was when we get connected to our purpose, when we get connected to our why, our heart, like why are we doing what we're doing? Not just like, hey, I got a bunch of stuff and I got to do it and figuring out how to do it. It's knowing the result that we want, figuring out the why behind it. The why, like why is that important to you? And then figuring out the massive action plan. And I just was looking through the book, even in the initial page, there's a big difference between movement and achievement. And what does that look like? Like we can move things around, but is it really aligned with what's important to us, what's going to be fulfilling for us, and creating a life? That was a nuance that you don't always think about. It's like, oh, I got to do a bunch of stuff. I want to hit this goal or this outcome. But why are we doing it? And are we clear on that? And is that what's fueling us? Peter Swain, I see, is back here, and he told us about state. Like state is one of the most important things that we can get clear on before we go and do anything. And that, Tony brought that up. Sammy, I want to give you an opportunity because you were in the immersion and were there. Would you bring it to life? Like, what are you present to coming out of a 3-day Tony Robbins experience? What was there for you and for everyone? I think we're looking at this week, what are we up to? Why are we up to it? And then what are the actions to take so that we can have the life that we truly desire? Sammy, over to you if you want to give away a little of the Tony Robbins afterglow of an event.
Yeah, so many people, including myself, sometimes complain that life is stressful or that it's not that easy or life is challenging. This is the thing. Life is meant to kick our ass. Life is meant to make us uncomfortable. And we have a choice. We have a choice of who we are being when life is challenging. And I have a list. I'm grateful, playful, courageous, faithful, loving, contributing. I am being all these things, including my core values, connection, contribution, community, core values that I've been living for about a year. I might have to revise them or add things to them. But who am I being when life is kicking my ass? Because there's something beyond that door of stress, beyond that door of fear that's stopping me. There's something there beyond that door. And I'm not going to be able to see that door unless I break through, walk through it. And that takes faith. That takes faith into the unknown. So life is going to push me and pound me until I learn the lesson that I'm meant to learn. And if I don't, it's going to keep pounding me. And it's going to keep bringing the experiences to me. So that's what I'm present to, is that be open to the challenges and see, okay, what lesson is there? What gift is there? What is God trying to bring to me, or the universe or source that I'm supposed to learn right now because it's pissing me off? And it's okay to be pissed off because that's the signal you're ready for the breakthrough. I love On Smile. Thank you, On. On Smile's confirmation.
On corrected me this morning, and she wasn't even at the event. On, what did you want to bring to life what you corrected me on this morning on my visual, my one pager, because I was in the flow and I wasn't paying attention to my language.
But different thing.
What would you say about RPM? What you remember about it, and the correction you made for me?
Yes. On your flyer, you said. On Thursday, you said outcome, reason, and actions. And RPM is stand for, well, the old RPM. It stands for result, purpose, and massive action. So that is RPM. So that's all I remember. And that's what I reach out to you for. But this topic is always dear to my heart. I love this topic.
It was a little mental fog in the moment of overload, which is what Tony loves to do in an event. So today I just wanted to introduce it, but I think there's an opportunity for all of us to maybe think of one result that's important to us, and what's the why behind it, and then what are the actions. We're going to do that in a breakout room in just a moment. Welcome back to a lot of faces we haven't maybe seen in a little while. Geraldine's back, Jordan's back, Peter was away. Bunch of people showing up, maybe some new faces today. If you're new to this conversation, we do this on a daily basis. We talk about some topics, we go into breakouts, we deepen them, we walk away empowered and some things. Peter Swain, you've been in the Tony world for a while. You've experienced RPM in different capacities. You didn't experience it this weekend, but I'm sure you've got a perspective on this thing called productivity, but really what's behind it is life fulfillment. How are you, and what might you say before we jump into a breakout?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. I'm still in the Bahamas, last day before we fly over to the States to do some work for a week. We spoke about this in so many different ways. It's a present thing in the morning rush almost every day of getting connected to your why is everything, because then everything is in service of that. You're no longer doing expenses, or all of the crappy little jobs just become in service of that thing. And as Sammy said, the lessons get delivered in a letter, then a parcel, and then a Mack truck gets driven through your front wall. You're gonna keep learning the lesson until you learn the lesson. There's no other way to do it. So maybe learning it earlier might be in your benefit. Which means, as Sammy said, accepting that being pissed off is actually a good thing. So it means like, you're getting closer. And that's why Tony has this mantra, which I'm sure was repeated this weekend, of stay in the room. Because so many people get to the point of frustration and anger and then back away. Which just means you're going to go through it again. You're just going to extend the pain. So get that frustration, get that anger, and stay in the process so you perhaps get through to the other side.
Yeah, that was a beautiful point this weekend, because he went through the stages of transformation, and he said, I can bring you to that doorway, but I can't make you walk through it. He said, I used to push people through it, but it's like you getting present too. And when that friction comes up, you can choose to go through the door and go into a whole new world and realm of your life, or you go back, and then this thing is going to keep coming until you walk through it. And I thought that was a cool reflection of Tony's life, because he could usually in the past like power himself to have people transform. But then what he said was, if I do that for you, it might last for a little bit, but if you do it for you, it's going to last a heck of a lot longer, because you get to discover it and empower yourself to move past that point of leaving the room versus staying in the room and dealing